back at Ogletree Gap Preserve. Do the same thing that I did last time I was here. I'm going to go hit this easy trail that I like to take up. And we're going to do something I've never done before, which is we're going to start by hitting that hard trail that kicked my butt last time. I don't remember what this trail was called, but it was the one from a video or two ago where I was getting kicked in the teeth by this trail. Well, that's because I was going the other direction on this trail. And the other direction is about 90% uphill. And I think going this way would be a little more up to my skill level. Albeit we haven't gotten to any of the difficult stuff yet. But I can already tell you it feels much easier. And I'm doing it first trail of the day. And I'm even handling all this chunky rock like nothing. It's cool. It's either easy or I'm getting better. One of the two. You take your pick. So the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, I kind of touched on this topic before, but those of you who might be interested in getting into this hobby, I wanted to talk a little bit about equipment, what you're looking for, where to get it. First thing to talk about when it comes to any of that, why are you getting into mountain biking? Why are you thinking about buying a bicycle? To ride back and forth to work on the pavement? Or are you buying a bicycle to come do this? And it's important because this next piece of advice is kind of subjective depending on what it is that you're going to buy a bicycle for. The number one scenario, I want to ride my bike from my apartment to my job. Maybe stay a little bit more fit or get in shape or something. That's fine. Power to you. You're fine at a department store. Just keep in mind, department stores don't pay bike mechanics to assemble their bikes. They pay some guy in the back who was sitting on a crate eating his lunch, who really doesn't know anything about bicycles. I've seen some things in department stores. Forks on backwards, just altogether incomplete, not properly assembled, not safe. It's just not a good idea. But if that's your goal, and you're just riding on the pavement, going to and from work, you're fine with a little comfort bike that you can get pretty much any department store. Not a big deal. However, if you're out here riding trails as your goal, the department store is not where you want to go. Components of the bikes are not as good as what you would get on, say, an entry-level mountain bike. And there's a reason for that. Number one, it's cost. Number two, you just don't need that. If, like I mentioned, you're just going to ride your bike to and from work, you don't need a $1,000 drivetrain system on your bicycle. Walmart would have a heck of a time trying to sell those things. Yeah, this is much. Okay. Talking and not paying attention to the trail. Well, that'll run you there real quick. I'm kind of confused. I don't know where I need to go now. I have a split in the trail. Oh, I know where we're at. So this way was marked blue before I even started riding out here. And this trail that kicked my butt is marked green. So we're gonna stick to this. Just gonna keep chugging along. You're getting out here and getting into doing this kind of thing, stuff like mountain biking. You're looking for something that's got a little bit more bang for your buck. Even for entry level, you're still not really gonna get the best components, but you're gonna spend easily double the price as what you might find at the department store. But the trade-off is light years ahead better bike. Now there's still some basic cheapy things that you're gonna come across and just have to deal with. If you don't have $1,500 to blow on a bike, I'd say the best price range should be in around $700-800 mark. Well, that was a deer's leg. Somebody's not hungry anymore, so I'm making it through all this just fine in comparison to what happened last time. So that's good. Anyways, $500, $600, $700, $800 range is a good place to be for an entry-level bike. Before you buy anything, I absolutely recommend your local bike shop, LBS for short. You'll hear that thrown around a lot in the community. LBS. Chances are if you don't have a local bike shop, you probably don't have trails to ride anyways. But go see your local bike shops. They know all the ins and outs. Buying, selling, fixing, riding, everything involved biking wise. Chances are you'll have multiple people to deal with or to choose from. Yeah, keep in mind they are local business. They're trying to sell things, so it's to their benefit to help you actually, because you have the added benefit of being responsible for your safety in addition to making money off of selling you a bike. But that's good because you get out there and you get to talk to people that actually know what they're talking about instead of schmoes like me on the internet. And you never know, you might find you a good deal on a used bike that was probably like $1,500 brand new, but now might only be $700 or something. You never know. Oh. I was not expecting that out of nowhere. And the other reason I recommend this is trying to buy a bike online is very tricky because there's a lot that goes into it you may or may not be aware of as of yet. Like, for example, the size of the bike. How tall are you? Oh, I'm not making it up that climb right now. Most bike manufacturers will have some kind of sizing guide on their website. If you don't believe me, you can go pick your favorite bike manufacturer and go find what you think is your favorite bike. And look around on the page. There should be specifications or technical data, dimensions, or a sizing chart. Yeah. But that is about where the simplicity ends. Because despite what a lot of people think, just because the sizing chart says, oh, you're 5'9", you go on a large. There's actually more to it than that. And I'm not an expert in this area, but there's a whole lot of measuring that goes on in getting the right size bike for you. You know, and if you can think about, like, in addition to height, how long are each limb that you have, you know? Like, how far can you reach while seated at a certain angle, stuff like that. Somebody is over there shooting. They're just tearing away at whatever target they're shooting at. So you need to take all of the sizing into consideration. But at the end of the day, what's really holding you back is just having a bike. You can use a sizing chart and get reasonably close and just go get your first bike. Having recently done this firsthand, I did not go to my local bike shop when I bought this bike you see me riding today. This bike is a Co-op DRT 1.1. When I set out to find myself a bike, I was looking specifically for a configuration, not so much a size. Obviously, I know I needed to be somewhere on a large or an extra large. As you may recall, I am 6'2", so no medium bikes for me. That is the gosh awful truth there. I would not. Honestly, this large is a little bit small for me. I really should have gone for an extra large with this manufacturer. This sticker right here, I don't know if you can see it. It says large, 5'9", to 6 foot, and I am 6'2". So even per their standard sizing chart for this particular bicycle, I'm too tall, way too tall. A couple inches too tall. Should be on an extra large for sure. There are some manufacturers where they will say that the pivot point between large and extra large might be 6'2". And as you can imagine, that raises the question, well, which one would I get? Because I'm 6'2". And for larges go up to 6'2", and extra larges start at 6'2". And then do I buy an extra large or do I buy a large? That is the question. Okay, well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, if you want to get nitpicky over it, you got to do a bunch of sizing and measuring. And so go do that measuring. Go see your LBS. Get measured, get sized, have a consultation. They'll tell you what you need and what you don't need. You know, socialize a little bit. I know this is all about getting out and feeling nature. You would think that talking to people is kind of the opposite of that, but I think you'll find that there's not many hobbies out there where you don't, at least at some point in time, end up talking to somebody else that does the same thing you do. And in fact, you'll probably find it incredibly interesting and really satisfying. So, anyways, go see him.